All right, and so we are here to talk about Game One of the playoffs. The Sixers versus Raptors, to be specific. Wow, I am definitely amazed at the results. I'm so happy for that kid, Tyrese Maxey, like I'm sure all you other Sixers fans are. That kid is amazing. I think this dude is a superstar in the making. He would officially be the end to the process. Him and James Harden, of course. And James Harden is still struggling with his field goal percentage. I don't think that's something to really worry about. It looks like more than anything else, our team was struggling with spacing. It looks like we corrected that for the most part. We'll only be able to tell going forward, by watching. But I think we're heading in the right direction with how we're playing. The only thing that's left is for James Harden to, pick up his efficiency, which I still believe he will. I believe he should be gifted with the benefit of the doubt. He's accomplished and done enough for us to at least give him the benefit of the doubt, and that is something I'm willing to give him. Uh, Tyrese Maxey, man, he is a blur. His ability. Honestly, with his 3-point shooting, I honestly thought that was him being hot more than him, you know, being efficient like how he is. But it seems like he's the real deal when it comes to shooting the ball spot up and off the dribble. That was something that I really thought that needed more work, but he's here to stay. He showed the work that he's put in. You can do anything if you put in that hard work. So big ups to my man Tyrese Maxey. This is the first playoff game I've ever seen in my life for where Joel Embiid doesn't have to do everything. And still, Joel Embiid had a spectacular game. Again, everybody involved. Tobias Harris, I'm so happy you got your swag back. I've always, if anybody knows me, I've always said you're a great player. I've always thought you've been a good player. Great. I don't know. I probably shouldn't have said that, but a guy that can do a lot. You're a scorer. You've always been a scorer. Your ability to score, get downhill, shoot out of the post, get some easy baskets in transition. That should be an easy 22 points. And so we saw a full facet of your game today, and I appreciate what you brought to the table. I really do, because we don't always see that from you. But hopefully, if you can just bring this swag into all of the games going forward in the playoffs, we should hopefully be holding up that Larry O'Brien trophy. I really do believe this. Um, as for Joel Embiid, he's only showed, uh, you know, everybody that's still haters why he's the MVP. Just the domination. Yeah, the Raptors don't have size like that, but when you're triple teaming and double teaming, and at the end of the day, you don't have any answers for this man, and then now you see how the team looks when it all comes together. When it's not just one guy dominating, it's everybody. This is what you get. So um, it's definitely something to look forward to. I'm very happy. I'm not going to get carried away. But I've always said the Raptors weren't going to win this series. Nobody was really concerned with that. A lot of people in the national media, they get carried away with their talking. Like most recent discussion I heard actually this morning today, or yesterday was Stephen A. and Jalen Rose talking about how was it wrong for us to not trade for Harden, and would we have been better off trading for CJ McCollum? Complete garbage. Complete garbage. You don't even have any clue how much garbage that is. Like, first of all, this just goes to show you how much of a superstar that James Harden is. People want to talk about his scoring and what he isn't doing on this team, but since he's been on this team, he's almost been averaging probably 12 assists. That's not easy to do. Not any player can just come on a team and just average 12 assists in the game. Like I promise you. So regardless of his ability not being able to score, his playmaking ability and his ability to play point guard and control the offense and facilitate is second to none. Absolutely second to none. So, although CJ McCollum might be more in his prime, a little bit younger, probably scoring at a more efficient clip, uh, that doesn't really mean much to me just in this circumstance alone because James Harden, he brings so much to the table other than his scoring. CJ, is not the scorer that James Harden is, regardless of his struggles. Nor is he the playmaker that James Harden is. Nor is he the rebounder that James Harden is. You're talking about James Harden who can give you 10 rebounds, 12 assists, and then give you 30 all in the same game. It's just ridiculous for people to even be talking about CJ McCollum compared to a James Harden. We know how good CJ McCollum is. He's always been one of my favorite players that I like to follow. Like to see what he does. But let's not get this twisted here. CJ McCollum, there's levels to this. CJ McCollum hasn't even made one All-Star game in his career. Um, with that being said, he truly is an all-star. He should at least be a two-time all-star. But nonetheless, this is what we're talking about here. So let's just, it's not really much to compare. James Harden, as you can see, since he's come to the team, regardless of, again, his struggles, he's changed the entire offense of how we run. Well, I remember it just wasn't that long ago where the Sixers have been the worst 3-point shooting team in all of basketball. Maybe you're the second or third to worst, And now where are we at now? Since he's been on the team, we're probably like the third best 3-point shooting team in the league. Like that huge 360, that huge change in our philosophy is all due to James Harden. The way that he creates baits and the ball moves. Sometimes it sticks. I'll be the first to tell you. Sometimes it sticks, and I don't like when he then resorts to his step back because he's struggling with getting in front of guys. But nonetheless, his ability to facilitate when he's on ball is second to none. Which is why you saw another game. Him not having the best game, but him impacting the game and affecting the game in other ways. So I'm okay with that if he can continue to do that, as long as Tyrese, and then that's what I'm saying with the way James Harden plays, he allows guys like other stars like Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris to flourish. Because he is truly non-selfish. He has the ability to make guys better, which is what you're seeing. So I'm on board. I really do believe we'll beat the Raptors. It's not saying much. It's about what happens in that second round. I think we match up against either the Hawks or the Miami Heat. Whoever wins out of that matchup. And honestly, this is great because I'm not really worried about either team, to be quite honest with you. But let's stay on the Raptors. I'm not going to get overboard with myself. But yeah. Tyrese Maxey, man, I'm a little bit disappointed he didn't get that 40 piece, but hey, you're young, great game nonetheless. Keep doing your thing. We have another superstar in our hands, so I guess it's not all that bad anymore. Because I really was quite disappointed with all of what we gave up, plus the 2 picks. It's like we already gave the Nets 4 players. Like did we really have to give up those 2 first-round picks too on top of it all? But it looks like Tyrese Maxey's the future, apart from, what we already have in the gem, which is in our MVP, Joel Embiid. It looks like there's good things to come. And as long as Tobias, he keeps it up, who knows? Maybe you can enjoy the ride as well. Because I sure enough did see the team getting rid of you next year. But, with experience, I guess you know how to react in these situations, and you definitely didn't react the best in the playoffs or in the postseason last year. Um, so maybe that's what you needed to pick yourself up for this year, and I'm all for it. Keep doing your thing. Let's go Sixers. I can't wait to be back with another episode.